only on the Audrain Museum Network can you experience the driving of a car like this Jaguar Mark 9 and its predecessor, the Jaguar Mark 7. Our programming brings this all to you, the experience of what it's like to actually be on the road in these cars. Become a subscriber today and click the bell icon to be notified when we post new content, which we do all the time. Join our family. You won't regret it.
Goodwood, a name synonymous with car and motorcycle enthusiasts around the world. Whether it's the Festival of Speed, Members Meeting, or Revival, the automotive soul is filled with excitement and awe from attending these events. As an automotive enthusiast, it's always such a pleasure to travel to England and enjoy what His Grace, the Duke of Richmond, has in store. For the past 3 years, we have hosted one of the most exclusive car enthusiast dream vacations leading up to the Members Meeting. The week is filled with track time on the legendary Goodwood Motor Circuit, driving tours around southern England, collections visits, sports, and supercar factory tours, and incredible dinners, some even in castles. And in this video, we'll take you on the trip with us. Leaving rainy Rhode Island, or it seems like the new norm here, we were graced with great weather in the UK. I never thought I'd get some solid sunlight and warm temperatures in England in April, but I was so thankful for it. On Monday, our guests arrived at the Goodwood Hotel, a wonderful place and just a stone's throw away from the Duke of Richmond's estate. Dinner was held at the Kennels, a historical site originally built for the foxhounds of the Carlton Hunt in 1697. Throughout the week, travel to and from the Goodwood Hotel to dinner spots was made with an incredible bus, a 1953 AEC Regal RF single-deck London County bus owned by Richard Shirley. Say that 3 times fast. Tuesday was one of those pinch-me moments. After breakfast, we made our way to the Goodwood Motor Circuit via vintage Land Rover Defenders. I had a major fangirl moment when Jim Farley, CEO of Ford, came by and spoke to our group.
And then there's a combustion engine that runs the batteries, charges the batteries. And that solution is great because the battery's size is only about 1/3. So the manufacturers actually make money and the customers drive most of the time in all electric. Most consumers overbuy batteries.
After a quick briefing with the Goodwood team, our group were able to get out on track with a whole selection of vintage race cars. I even got my hands on a Porsche 912 and Lancia race car. During lunch, our group was awarded GRRC membership. Quite the honor. At the end of the day, we participated in the off-road Land Rover experience. It's incredible to see how versatile these old trucks are. That night, we took our trusted bus to the Goodwood estate for a private dinner with the Duke of Richmond himself. Wednesday was the first of our 3 exciting driving days. There is something so wonderful about driving in England. The beautiful countryside, quaint towns, narrow back roads, and oh yeah, driving on the wrong side of the road. This is weird in the beginning, but I quickly got used to it and found it quite enjoyable. After about an hour and a half, we made it to the Eagle E-Type factory and Henry Pierman collection. Think of Emery Motorsports or Roof Automobile, but for Jaguar E-Types. Super impressive builds. The visit was concluded with a tour of the Henry Pierman collection, which absolutely blew me away. He's one of the biggest collectors of ex-MotoGP and World Superbike Ducatis. I was in heaven. During lunch, I sat with Henry Pierman and even Derek Bell. who told some wonderful stories of his early racing days and spending time with Enzo Ferrari.
You sit there droning along at 230, not for the whole way, but for half the way. That is, you've then got to worry about the car in the corners because it's all over the road because it doesn't have any grip.
And today, for the driving tour, for the driving tours for the other 2 days, I'm piloting this Lotus Elise. And I picked this car quite specifically, not only because the Lotus Elise is such an incredibly fun example of a truly modern, truly sports car, but it's also so well suited for these roads. We're driving around on the typical lane and a half British country roads, one of which at one point became a one-lane country road, and it was certainly handy to have a car this size because you really don't have to worry about where and how you place the car. One of the slight downsides to the Lotus Elise, which you might actually hear in the audio of this video and certainly see in the vibration on my face, is that what makes this such a capable sports car is the fact that there's almost no suspension travel whatsoever. And this is an example which has been very well used. It's got 87,000 miles on it, which sort of in dog years, probably about 200,000 miles on any other car. And it is the coming of spring. So winter has not been very kind to a lot of these roads, and there are a lot of potholes, not very deep, but they sound twice as dramatic when you hit them in this Lotus.
After lunch, we drove to Dillon Miles and were able to view some of the finest vintage Aston Martins currently for sale in the UK. For dinner, we took the Goodwood bus to Amberley Castle and had a true medieval dining experience. Thursday, we drove to Lanzante Engineering for a private tour of their shop. As an Italian, I don't want to be struck with a lightning bolt of spaghetti for what I'm about to say, but the P1 is my favorite of the Holy Trinity. Lanzante specializes in making race cars street legal, many of which are McLaren P1 GTRs or variants of them. Due to privacy reasons, we were unable to film in their shop, but wow, what an incredible place. On our way to the next stop, we were quite fascinated by the wild horses roaming the side of the road. We entered past the gate and parked at the Palace House at Bewley, which is home to the National Motor Museum. I could spend an entire day here, so many great cars and motorcycles. Nick Mason even joined us for a tour and lunch, which was held in the upper room of the palace. After lunch, we made our way to the Jim Stokes Collection and Workshop, who specialize in the restoration and race prep of rare Alfa Romeos. Due to privacy reasons, we were unable to take video in the shop, but I had another pinch me moment from seeing some of the rare jewels in there. Friday was what I was waiting for the entire trip, touring Gordon Murray's new factory. We were incredibly lucky to be the first group in the world to tour the new facility. Ever since I saw the early shots of the GMA T50, I was instantly hooked. The McLaren F1, which Gordon designed, is one of the greatest hypercars of all time. Seeing his creations the way he wanted to build them was spectacular.
Brake driving perfection, and then there's this thing, the T50S, Nicky Lauda, track car. We're making 25 of these. When I first drove it, I called Gordon, and I think the word I used was unhinged. It weighs less than 900 kilos. I've
had the great treat of seeing and hearing both the T50 and T50S at Laguna Seca, and seeing where they're handmade made me love them even more. The attention to detail and quality of the cars is otherworldly. We even got to take a deep dive in Gordon's personal collection, where I could see a lot of the inspirations for the GMA cars, lightweight and purpose-built for the track. Lunch was held at the Bucks Park Hotel, home to a wonderful Michelin star restaurant. Once we got back to our house, we quickly got ready for the start of the members meeting weekend. Once again, our trusted bus drove us to the Goodwood house for the party. The highlight for me was watching all the two-stroke motorcycles race through the house to kick the weekend off, something only Goodwood could pull off. Saturday and Sunday, we had perfect weather for vintage racing. Our group had private access to the Jackie Stewart Pavilion, with amazing service and a great vantage point of the start-finish line and the final chicane. We even had some special guests stop by, including the Duke of Richmond himself.
Well, I think they should come and enter a different world, and they should come and kind of feel it for themselves, because it's very hard for people to explain it. And we always try and tell people what it's going to be like. We say, oh, you must come. They go, yeah, you will come. And then when they come there, they have a special experience. And it's not us. I mean, I don't think it's anything we do particularly. It's the very nature of the place in a way. It's in the air. It's a sort of frisson. And in those early days of revival, no one would leave. And they said, no, we don't want to go back out there. We don't want to go out into the real world on a Sunday evening. We'd just rather stay here. And everyone felt very connected. And I think, going back to what we said at the beginning, with all our members here and creating this special sort of ambiance, there's a feeling everyone's in it together. It's a shared thing, and everyone wants to keep it. So nobody really wants to go at the end.
So you join us here in the assembly area. I got my fancy tabard on, TV News number 4, and this is where all the cars go before they go out on track. Right now we have the GT40s going out there, which sound incredible. We have these amazing group of Mustangs that are going out. I know Steve behind the camera loves them. They are intoxicating how loud they are. We are so excited to be here and check these cars out. In a little bit, these McLarens behind us will go out. They're doing rides, most incredible rides. They come out of the pits, they drift around the corner. Goodwood is amazing. It's the best place on earth.
I want to introduce you to Lord March, Charlie March,
Hi.
who's here. He's racing an E-Type and a Mustang. It's a great day, Charlie. We
It's a beautiful day.
having a most wonderful time.
Good.
So thank you, Dad.
Such a
And
pleasure to
thank
have you guys. Always great to have Audrain here.
It's fabulous.
Yeah.
It's all going really well.
Going beautiful. Beautiful day.
I know.
Beautiful weather.
We
great
brought
racing.
this from the United States.
We appreciate it. Very nice to see you.
Have a great day.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Bye.
Where else can you get to meet all these wonderful people? Goodwood on a sunny day. It's heaven on earth.
Every time I see vintage racing, I always have a newfound appreciation for the racers of the past. New cars and bikes are great, faster and safer than ever, but these vintage machines are truly breathtaking. Saturday night was concluded with a fireworks display, and nothing is better than the Duke of Richmond's fireworks. Except for the Sunday that follows.